Hello, hello, beautiful friends, beautiful people. Welcome to your reading for the new moon in Leo that is happening on August 8th, 2021. Now, I have already made a video all about the new moon in Leo, talking about all of the context of all of these energetics, so I'm not going to go into too much in-depth detail in the introduction of this video about the overall context of all the energetics, so you can check out that video. It will be in the description linked below, and you should definitely check that out to just get the overall context of everything that's coming with this new moon generally. But in this specific reading, I'm really going to be looking at the placement of where the new moon is occurring in your chart, and also where the planet Uranus is right now in square to the new moon, and sort of talking about what areas of life you can sort of expect some upheavals and some changes in this cycle in order to help liberate you and realign you with the true nature of your heart and your personal self-expression in another area of your life where the new moon is occurring. This cycle, this new moon cycle, really has a lot to do with helping us all to sort of rebirth ourselves back into our natural form. There's it's in Leo, and it has a lot to do with the heart, personal creative self-expression, the inner child, and just being free to truly experience joy and what truly makes you feel alive, and what gives you vitality, and what makes you shine, and what makes you grow. All of the symbolism associated with the sun, and therefore the sign of Leo. It's like with this new moon in Leo this month, it's really trying to get us all back in touch and back in alignment with who we truly are and who we were meant to be. And because the new moon is happening in the context of this square to Uranus, again, definitely check out the video I did for the new moon in Leo, because it will give you all the information about what is really playing out in terms of how this cycle is going to be unfolding. But there's a major theme that has to do with liberating us from something in one area of our life so that we really truly can come back into that original authenticity, what is truly in our heart and soul, and begin to grow and cultivate and express that outwardly. That is the trajectory that the universe is trying to take us this month with this new moon in Leo. And there's a lot more to it, but generally the major things that will come of this and that we will experience from it over the course of this month are going to have a lot to do with these Uranian themes that come up to help us make this breakthrough, to help liberate us, like I said, into our own personal creative self-expression, into what is in alignment with our true heart and soul and what makes us feel alive. The universe really wants to help free us this cycle from anything that's holding us back from being able to be who we truly are, who we were meant to be, and to develop and cultivate and actually grow into and become that moving forward into the age of Aquarius. And before I start the readings, I just want to mention that you guys should definitely check your ascendant sign first, because I'm looking at these broken down through the houses based on ascendant sign, so that will be most accurate. But then you're also going to want to check your sun sign and your moon sign, because those will also give you some added clarity and just add some extra dimensions to being able to understand how all of these energetics are playing out for you and affecting you this month. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the readings. I will have them time-stamped in the description box below with the link for the video for the new moon in Leo. So if you don't want to watch everyone else's sign, you can just go ahead, look in the description box, find your sign, click it, and it will take you right to your reading, and I will see you there. All right, Aries, you're up first as per usual. Let's get this started. Let's talk about you. So for you guys, this new moon in Leo is happening in your 5th house. The 5th house rules Leo in your birth chart if you're an ascendant in Aries, and that puts Uranus into your 2nd house where Taurus is. And this month for this Leo cycle, I'm really looking at the placement of the new moon, and I'm also looking at the placement of Uranus, because that is what is going to be bringing the biggest upheavals and the biggest just changes and potentially shocks and surprises unfolding this month that are really trying to bring things back into a proper alignment for you and liberate you so that you can go through this rebirth process of coming back into your original creative self-expression and what is truly in the nature of your heart and your soul. And for you guys, the way these energies are playing out is that the new moon, like I said, is falling into your 5th house. And so this cycle for you, Aries, is really about getting back in touch with your personal creative self-expression in terms of just how you generally enjoy life, in terms of how you play, how you entertain people, how you create. There's a lot of big time creative energy going on for you guys right now. If you're starting new projects or new creative projects especially, and also this is for ascendants in Aries, this is a time where you may have some romance begin to bloom as well. It's really a rebirth and a new beginning in regards to your personal creativity, your creative self-expression, your like creative genius, and also like performing, or this also has to do with like music and sports and playing games. And like I said, romance is ruled by the 5th house as well. And it also rules children. So with the new moon falling into your 5th house this cycle, there is a fresh start that's coming about for you, just in terms of the way that you play, possibly romantic connections, possibly in terms of things that you're creating, being very creatively inspired to produce and create things from the true authentic nature of your heart right now. And you have Uranus falling into your 2nd house. So this means for you guys over the course of this cycle, there may be some disruptions or some upheavals in terms of your finances, in terms of your like comfort and stability on a material and financial level. Also in terms of your own perception of your own internal self-worth and self-value, and relationships as well might experience some shocks or surprises or big changes this month. But anything along those lines that does happen for you, any changes or shocks or surprises or upheavals in regards to your finances or your home also, or like I said, like the things that bring you safety and security in like the material sense, anything that does come up for you guys like that, it's because it's holding you back in some type of way, or stifling you from being able to go through this rebirth process in the way that you are enjoying and experiencing and living life to the fullest. The 5th house is really about what makes us shine, what gives us vitality, what really makes us feel alive. And universe right now for you guys is really trying to bring you back to life in a major way and inspire you creatively and with passion and courage and just like drive and desire to manifest and create and to just really be inspired and feel alive. And anything that is hindering you materially or financially or in terms of relationships from being able to experience this process of being reborn in terms of living in a way that truly makes you feel alive could potentially undergo these upheavals, these shifts and changes this cycle in order to facilitate that process. So that's really what we're looking at this cycle for you guys, Aries. The changes, the upheavals, the discomfort, or the more difficult things that you could be experiencing, possibly in regards to, like I said, those 2nd house issues, finances, material comforts, home. Food also is ruled by the 2nd house, what you're eating, and spending money, like all just very materialistic, very comfort, security based, an emphasis on money. And again, this also has to do with internal value and self-worth as well. So anything that's really standing in the way of you coming into a more authentic connection to your own internal self-worth and self-value, and anything that is prohibiting you from truly being able to feel inspired and alive and joyful about life and expressing yourself authentically and creatively, is going to be undergoing these changes this month. And that is just part of the plan to liberate you and to help you be able to come better into your true potential, your full potential for happiness and fulfillment and success moving forward into the future. So that is how these energetics are working out for you guys, Aries, for this Leo cycle. Writing things for you along the lines of finances, relationships, and material structures, possessions, foundations, so that you can be free to truly express and be yourself in a way that makes you fulfilled and happy. So that's my reading for you guys for this month. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Aries. All right, Taurus, let's talk about you guys now. We have a new moon in Leo, and it is happening in your fourth house, because Leo rules the fourth house of your birth chart if you are an ascendant in Taurus. And that also puts Uranus in your first house. This is something that you guys know is going on, but let's talk about it in terms of this new moon this month and what it might mean moving through this cycle. So for you guys, Taurus, with the new moon in Leo happening in your fourth house, this is a rebirth. This is a new beginning. This is a fresh start in terms of your family life, your home life, and how you're connecting very intimately to the people that are very close to you in your life. The fourth house rules the mother, it rules the roots, it rules the homeland, it rules like our place of origin and where we stem from and everything connected to that. And it rules like very, very close and intimate relationships in our lives. And with the new moon in Leo happening here for you guys right now, it's really asking you to come back into alignment with the true nature of your heart and your soul and your creative self-expression in terms of how you are functioning and doing these areas of your life, your family life, your home life, your motherhood, your parenthood, how you're connecting and relating to the people from where you're from, or your very like intimate like friends and local community type of thing. This is what is wanting you to be very pure and authentic in the way that you are relating with this dynamic in this area of your life. And then we have the Uranus in your first house, obviously. So really, there could be some things about you, specifically your personality, how you're interacting with the world, that are going to be experiencing some major shakeups over this cycle, because Uranus in your first house, Taurus, is really trying to refine you guys and to get you to come back into your originality and your authenticity and who you actually are in terms of the way that you're presenting yourself to the world and interacting with the world and coming off to the world and coming off to people and, you know, expressing your personality. It really wants you guys to be doing it from the most authentic way possible. And anything that is out of alignment right now with the way that you are authentically representing yourself in terms of your personality, in terms of your personal presence and how you're interacting with the world, anything that is out of alignment with that right now might experience some upheavals, some shocks and surprises going on in order, actually, like I said, to liberate you to be more in alignment with the highest possible heart-based expression in the way that you're dealing with your family, and the way that you're dealing with your home, and the way that you are dealing with like your roots, and also just like deep internal issues and the very intimate relationships and connections that we have in our life. That is what is being highlighted for you right now. It's like the universe is giving you this cycle a fresh start in terms of all of those issues, how you're interacting with your family, how you're doing mothering or parenting, how you're taking care of your home, how you're connecting with your where you come from and your place of origin. And you might be taking trips home or something like that as well. There's just an emphasis on the home and the family for you guys, and sort of a fresh start with this cycle. But again, it really depends on you making these changes to your personality that Uranus is trying to get you to make, or to your personal presence, or to the way that you represent yourself and project yourself into the world. There's something about it that is a little bit off kilter in terms of who you actually truly are and meant to be, and the way that you perceive maybe yourself and are expressing yourself. And there might be some things that come up this cycle that really help you to realize what is out of alignment, what needs to go, leave your life in order so that you can be more in alignment with who you truly are. And through this process, it will actually open things up for you in this rebirth that is going on in terms of your ability to connect to your family, your home, your parenting, and like I said, the places that you come from and stuff like that. These very intimate and personal internal connections and feelings. The fourth house is ruled by the moon, so it's really a very like deep, internal, sensitive, mysterious in some types of ways, you know, because like what happens behind closed doors. This is what you guys are being realigned with from a place that is truly resonating with your heart and your soul, and how you want that area of your life to really be. But you need to make some changes to your personality or to how you're projecting yourself into the world so that those things can fall into alignment properly. So for you guys, really any of these upheavals or shocks or changes that go on this cycle are really trying to bring you back into personal alignment with who you are and the way that you are projecting that into the world. And through that process, it's realigning you and giving you a greater ability to strengthen these deep, intimate connections, and also just be reborn in the way that you're doing your family and your mothering and your family and your home life and all of that. I've said that like 4 times now, but it's going to be much more based around what is true and right for you in your heart and your soul. And that is where this cycle is moving you guys towards Taurus. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Taurus. All right, Geminis, your turn. Now let's talk about you. So for Geminis, we have the new moon in Leo that is falling into our 3rd house. I'm also a Gemini ascendant, so this one's for me too. The new moon's falling into our 3rd house, and we have Uranus falling into our 12th house. So for Geminis, this cycle, we are getting a rebirth, and we're really actually trying to be able to come back into like true, authentic, creative self-expression in terms of the way that we're expressing ourselves. The 3rd house is the house of communications, information. It's ruled by Gemini. It's all about talking and communicating and spreading ideas and, like I said, information and how we receive information, how we give information, how we communicate with others, what we're understanding, what our ideas are, everything along those lines. The 3rd house, actually, it also rules siblings too, and short travel, short trips, and also like transactions and commerce and stuff like that. So for us, with this new moon falling into the 3rd house, this is actually trying to, like I said, bring us back into a place of like heart-based creative self-expression in the way that we're communicating with others. The universe no longer wants us, Geminis, to be out of alignment with authenticity in the way that we're talking, communicating, doing our job, giving the messages, and spreading the ideas. It really wants to, for the most part, help us to do the Gemini thing and to communicate in just a way that is more true to who we truly are and how we really feel. And so that is the process that is going on. And also, because it's falling into the 3rd house, this also could be a rebirth, or it could be like a fresh start in how you're relating to your siblings, because siblings are ruled by the 3rd house. We could also be taking some trips, some not like very long distance trips, but some like going back and forth. We could be very busy this cycle. And generally, yeah, this is just going to be quite a busy cycle for us. A lot of talking, a lot of communicating, a lot of spreading ideas and information, receiving ideas and information. And again, it's really along the lines of being able to be true and real about what's in our heart, what's in our soul, and how we really feel about things. That's really what is going on with this new moon in the 3rd house for us. And then we have to bring into it that Uranus is in the 12th house. So what this is actually doing with Uranus in the 12th house, this might be bringing us some like awakenings from like a spiritual plane, or flashes of insight, or like downloads coming through that really help us clarify things that we may have been confused about, or like trying to like not really understood very well, lacking clarity in, or like trying to like making us want to like evade reality in some type of way. Receiving some type of awakening, or some type of, just like I said, flashes of insight or downloads of information coming through that clear up some things, help us let go of some things so that we can really begin to speak our feelings and speak our minds along the lines of what is really truly in our heart. The 12th house is also, it's like what we need to let go of. It's also how we connect to spirit. It's also where we like evade reality and, you know, stick our head in the sand about things. It's also, you know, where we relax and rest and stuff like that. And with Uranus there, there might be also some real things that need to go, because it is also the house of releasing things, the house of losses and losing things when they've run their course and they need to go. With Uranus there, we might have some things that we've been like unconsciously holding on to that are brought to our attention this cycle and that we need to release so that we can do the work of the Leo new moon, which is really, really, like I said, trying to get us to have a fresh start in the way that we're communicating based on a very creative self-expression, heart, soul level. This also, you guys, Geminis, the third house is also a house that's very much about personal ingenuity and the mind and creative genius. And so this is a really, really good time, Geminis, to begin any type of work or projects that have to do with your own creative genius or your own creative writing, speaking, communicating, anything like that. Starting new projects right now will be very, very supported because this is a very creative, a very magnetic, a very open-hearted energy to be using to create things, to learn and teach and communicate right now. So really a good cycle to start projects having to do with anything verbal, anything written, anything for public discourse or to talk about or that's going to be communicated. And also, if there have been issues going on with siblings, this is a really good time period to go ahead and mend those because it's very supported. Or also, like I said, if you have trips that you need to plan, this is also a good month to be doing that because it's happening in our third house, and third house rules things going back and forth and short trips as well. So that's really how these energetics are playing out this cycle for us Geminis. We just have this, we're getting like an infusion of inspiration to create. And universe really wants us to be doing it from the most authentic, pure heart and soul level. And in order to do that, we may need to let go of some things that we've been holding on to, some belief patterns or some doubts about our spiritual connection as well. We need to let those things go. And we need to open up to divine insight and divine inspiration. And again, those downloads and those flashes of insight that really can come through strong with Uranus in the 12th house. So really a good time to go inside more and to just be willing to let go what you realize is no longer benefiting you, that you may be holding on to in sort of like beliefs about your relationship to spirit. And also just anything that maybe has been prohibiting or restricting you from being able to see yourself for who you truly, authentically are in terms of your ability to create and to communicate from that heart-based place. So that's really what we have going on, Geminis, this cycle. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Geminis. Hey Cancer, it is your turn. Let's talk about you. For you guys, Cancers, this new moon is falling into your second house, and the square from Uranus is coming from your 11th house. So the second house, this is a house of finances. This is material possessions, everything that we need to give us comfort and stability and security and safety in life. And it's our internal value, our internal self-worth, and also the relationships in our life that also provide that security, safety, stability, and comfort, material possessions as well, ruled by the second house. And so for you guys, Cancer, this is actually a really nice cycle. You should be having a rebirth in terms of your finances, in terms of the projects that you're working on that can bring you money, in terms of how you're viewing yourself and your self-worth and your self-value, and also in terms of starting new relationships that are much more in alignment with the true nature of your heart and soul and with that true, genuine, authentic value that you are gaining a new appreciation and understanding of this cycle. This is actually really nice how this is playing out for you guys this month, Cancers. With Uranus falling into your 11th house, this could bring some really actually big shocks and surprises and upheavals in terms of your friends groups or your associations or organizations, the groups that you're a part of, social networks, and the people that you choose to be around because you feel like that is like where you fit into society, okay? There could definitely be some shakeups with friend groups, or like I said, organizations, or just the groups, coworkers, just the groups of people that you resonate with in your life, in the greater context of the greater whole, where you fall in, the people that you align yourself with. For some reason, these types of groups of people that you associate with may be out of alignment at this point in time with who you feel like you're becoming, or actually rather who you feel like you've always been, but maybe you got off track for a little while and sort of, you know, let yourself be pulled in the direction of other people's whims and desires and ideals, and distance yourself from potentially your own personal authenticity, and as a result find yourself in these groups of people that you feel like no longer fit you. Or maybe it's not something that you're even conscious of, but universe is conscious of it and knows that it needs to break you out or shake up these groups, these situations, so that you can come into these opportunities with the new moon in the second house to have this rebirth in terms of your true self-worth, your true self-value, and your ability then to extrapolate that out and to gain new financial opportunities, new financial gain. You really in alignment with your heart and your soul and who you truly are, and have the financial situations and the relationships and the things that give you comfort and security in your life going forward be much, much, much more based around who you really are authentically and your ability to actually be that in your life and in these pursuits, in these things that you're doing to make this money, or these relationships that you're having to gain this comfort. Really giving you guys an opportunity this cycle to be reborn into who you truly are and to value it and to appreciate it. But on the side of that, it's also shaking up these groups that you may have been associated with for a long period of time, or who you've always seen yourself as in alignment with, but now it's just maybe not that way anymore, and you might notice that, or there might just be some shocking or surprising upheavals or conflicts that happen in regards to these other people that bring you some type of clarity about how you're lining up with them now, maybe where you've gone wrong, where you've been off base, and also help you realize what you really truly have inside of you and how special and valuable and worthy of love and comfort and beauty and security you really truly are, so that you can have this rebirth of the heart in terms of how you really feel about yourself inside, and how that then goes outwards into the things in your external life that provide that same feeling of comfort, security, pleasure, stability, the financial situations, the relationships, the material possessions, the comforts, all of those things. This cycle is trying to bring you in alignment with, it's trying to give you a fresh opportunity to build your external world in alignment with this newfound love that you have for yourself and your self-worth and your self-value on the inside. And as a result of that, it might just bring some major changes in the types of people that you've always associated yourself with, as you might realize that it's out of alignment with who you really are and how you love yourself now. So that's really how these energetics are playing out for you guys this month, or this cycle, Cancer. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Cancer. All right, Leo, 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 this is your cycle, this is your time, and this is like really big time for Leos, because remember, there are 2 full moons that are happening in your sign this month, and now we're at the new moon smack dab in between both of them. So Leos, you guys are really being highlighted this summer, and that's a little astrology pun because you're ruled by the sun and the light anyways, but you really got it going on this summer for sure, because the Leo Aquarius axis, this is a major axis right now in the process that we're going through in transforming and transitioning into the age of Aquarius. And so it's not surprising that we have a lot of emphasis on your axis in your sign and in your polarities this year. So let's talk about you guys. You guys have the new moon in your first house. This is beautiful. You are being reborn to be a new person. Any changes that you guys want to make to how people perceive you or your appearance, you know, how you look, how you come off, this is the cycle where you guys are recreating yourself, Leos. That is what is going on. Leos, you guys, pretty much very simple. This cycle, you're being reborn and you're recreating yourself in alignment with what is truly in your heart and soul and who you really are. And you're being liberated to do that. And you're being liberated to do that by Uranus in the 10th house. So you guys actually, Leos, as you're going through this process of recreating yourself, recreating your personal identity, what this is. There's also possibly going to be some major upheavals that happen in regards to your career, in regards to your public image, in regards to your relationship to authority figures or anyone who holds power over you, and also in regards to the way that your public reputation and the way that the public generally perceives you. So it's like major changes, shakeups, something about your career, authority figures, bosses, your public image, your public reputation, you guys, is just out of alignment with who you really are and this process of redefining yourself that the universe is trying to take you in right now. So don't be surprised if there are some career shakeups, if there are some issues that surface with authority figures, if there is something in terms of your public image or your public reputation that is just shocking or surprising or brings some type of conflict up for you in some type of a way. If this happens, Leos, it's telling you that this part of your life is like limiting you from being able to recreate yourself in the way that you need to be doing that in accordance with universe this cycle. So really for you guys, Leos, you know, this could be kind of a tumultuous cycle. And, you know, with 2 full moons happening in your sign and the new moon right in the middle, there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of stuff going on for you guys. You guys are really busy right now. There's a lot of major changes that universe is seeking to make with you, and it's playing out obviously, you know, with this new moon right now asking you to have this like re-identification of your actual self, this totally like recreation of how you present to the world, recreating yourself. And you're gonna have to break away from either like relationships or dynamics with authority figures that are keeping you from doing that, or a career or a job that is keeping you from doing that, or a public image or a public reputation that you are sort of like enslaved to for some type of reason, but is really out of alignment with who you are becoming now. That is how these energetics are playing out. So really, it's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward for you guys with this new moon, Leos. Anything that happens along the lines of conflict, upheavals, shocks, surprises, just things being like chaotic or confusing or just happening out of the blue in terms of the public sphere of your life, how you publicly identify yourself, those bosses, authority figures as well, and also career. Anything that is out of alignment with that in terms of liberating you to make these recreations to your own personal self, your self-image, who you are, redefining yourself, that is what is going on. So whatever happens for you guys along those lines, just understand that regardless of how difficult it might feel at the moment, it's really a blessing because it's universe helping you to go through this process of redefining yourself along the lines that you need to in accordance with the true nature of your heart and your soul and who you really are and your ability to shine and to live and to feel alive and to feel inspired and to feel joyful about life. The sun, this cycle, really wants to bring you guys back into your true pride and joy about life, all of those beautiful Leo qualities that you guys have. So that's really how these energetics are playing out for you guys this cycle. Leos, if you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. See you guys later, Leos. Bye. Virgo, welcome to your reading. Let's talk about you. So I really actually like the way this is playing out for you guys, Virgos. You are like in the process, the way I see it this month, of really just getting like this spiritual awakening that is bringing you back into alignment with the true nature of your heart and your soul and who you really are, and really like empowering you in terms of acknowledging the true like connection that you do have to spirit and your ability to tangibly utilize that in navigating your reality. You guys have the new moon that's happening in your 12th house. So for you guys Virgos, this is actually really a cycle where you should be resting and not really pushing yourself too hard, not really trying to do too much, just sort of laying back, being receptive, sort of resting, not being like all crazy and like out and about and stuff like that, really kind of being more to yourself, more secluded, and going inwards, and also like prayer and meditation and just connecting to your higher self in whatever way that you do that, connecting to your intuition, connecting to God and to universe, asking for inspiration, asking for clarity, asking for guidance and direction. All of these things are very, very tangible for you guys this month, Virgo. And what you do receive from this connection, from this spiritual connection, is really doing a lot to help you realign with the nature of your heart and your soul and what you're passionate about and where your loyalties are and what really makes you feel alive and what makes you feel just happy and inspired and creative. This can come to you guys, this cycle, through your connection to God, to universe, to the divine. Also more like metaphysical or spiritual studies, reading, gaining knowledge and awareness, and also letting things go. You guys are also letting a lot of things go this cycle with the new moon happening in your 12th house that have been diminishing your own personal sense of internal self-value, internal self-worth, and the true ability that you have to channel divine energy and to be creating from a very inspired, spiritually inspired place. You guys have a lot of strength and opportunity to do this right now, and you can really receive some just like absolutely amazing inspirations that are coming to you from that connection to the invisible planes of reality, to the spiritual world, coming through you and actually like really, really resonating with you on a heart-based level, and also helping you to release, like I said, past versions of yourself or past things that you've held onto that maybe have prevented you from being able to utilize these spiritual gifts, this spiritual connection that you do have, and this ability to translate the information from the higher spiritual invisible planes down into your mind. I mean, you guys are ruled by Mercury. You're getting a very mental connection to the invisible realities right now with this new moon happening in your 12th house. Really, really rebirthing your ability to connect to your higher self, to spirit, in a very heart-based way that is so much in alignment with you. And it's bringing a lot of inspiration and a lot of passion and a lot of creativity that can come from this as well. Now, with Uranus in the 9th house, this is like the second half of this story, because Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus brings flashes of insight and inspiration and like downloads. And in the 9th house, that's the house that's ruled by Jupiter. And it has to do with like the overall picture and like true, genuine wisdom and the higher perspective and philosophies and more like very strong morals and belief systems generally are ruled by the 9th house. So maybe some serious shakeups, you guys, in your belief systems this cycle, and that goes right ahead and corresponds to the fact that you have this new moon in your 12th house of your spiritual connection that you need to let some things go of. So you really may be gaining some profound information that changes your belief systems about things, and also in that same sense liberates you to strengthen your spiritual connection. It's like you guys are really, Uranus in the 9th house, this is like the great awakening placement. Like this is like the wake up placement. Uranus is the planet of great awakening, and the 9th house is the house of understanding from like a very high level. So you guys could be getting some like very conscious awakenings that shift your belief systems a lot this cycle, and you should embrace that, and you should use this new moon that's happening in your 12th house to release the old belief systems that are no longer relevant to what you've discovered, what you've downloaded, the insight that you have, that you've gained now, and start this new cycle of cultivating your spiritual connection and using that for inspiration to create in alignment with your heart and your soul now. So that's really how this is playing out for you guys, Virgos. Very much a spiritual awakening cycle for you guys. Flashes of insight, bringing you greater clarity about the overall picture, shifting your belief systems in major ways. There could be some major upheavals just in terms of like, you thought something was a certain way your whole life, and now this cycle, all of a sudden you realize or you learn that nothing that you thought was real. But now you understand this greater reality, this greater truth, and it's causing you to really have to go inside and to let a lot of your past beliefs about your relationship to spirit go, so that you can open to embrace this new connection, this newfound awareness that this new clarity that you've come to through this Uranus in the ninth. So this is playing out really beautifully for you guys, Virgos. You are in a spiritual awakening this cycle. That's just how it's working out. Definitely you just want to sort of be more isolated and rest a little bit and be more internal this cycle, because that is really truly where you're going to receive this inspiration that will help you through this creative process of realigning with your heart and soul. So that is what I have for you guys, Virgos. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Virgos. All right, Libras, ascendants in Libra, sun and moon in Libra. Let's talk about you guys. So for you guys, Libras, this new moon is happening in your 11th house, and Uranus is currently in your 8th house. So for you guys, Libras, you are in a new cycle of making friends and acquaintances and joining social groups. New social networks are coming for you guys. You are being realigned with groups of people who are more in alignment with you and who you really are on the inside, and your outer world, your outer friends groups, your outer associations, social networks, groups, organizations that you're a part of, this cycle are going to start to become much more in alignment with who you truly, really, authentically are. Universe, this cycle is trying to give you a fresh opportunity to make new relationships, new connections, and to kind of rediscover where you fit into the overall context of like the greater whole in terms of the type of people that you align with, resonate to, like where you fit into society, in accordance with what makes you feel alive, what makes you feel inspired, what makes you grow and thrive in life. Universe, this cycle, you guys, is really trying to give you a new opportunity to rebirth your place in society in accordance with what is truly authentic and true to your heart and your soul and who you really are, and will bring you the greatest fulfillment, the greatest happiness, the greatest opportunity to really enjoy and thrive in life as a result of these connections and where you're fitting into this overall whole. That is really how this is playing out with the new moon in the 11th house for you guys, Libras. Now you also have Uranus in the 8th house. So this could be bringing some shocks and surprises in terms of like deep intertwinements with other people. This also translates into like intertwined resources with other people. It also has to do with like inheritance sometimes, and also like our deep trauma that we don't. The 8th house is the house of things that are hidden and things that are under the surface and that we don't really look at. And also, like I said, these deep, complex intertwinements with others that a lot of times come as a result of these things that we don't look at. It's like the 8th house is really like where we experience any type of like wounding or trauma that happens that sort of creates this subconscious programming, these shadow side issues that then manifest and draw into our life people and relationships that are a reflection of these original wounds, these original issues, really for the point of helping them to show them to us so that we can heal and clear the fundamental issue and regenerate on like a really deep level. It's the house of Scorpio. But with Uranus there, it's trying to wake you up actually to these hidden issues, to these underlying issues, to this subconscious programming, to these shadow side issues. And bringing some awareness to them, waking you up to them in some type of a way, and helping you to go through this regenerative process actually of healing them, with Uranus being the great rectifier, the one who puts things right in your 8th house, really trying to put these issues right. And then that makes sense how by going through this process, experiencing these upheavals, seeing, you know, the things that have been hidden and beginning to heal and regenerate them, this would also shift you in terms of the type of people that you feel like you should be aligning with and relating with right now. So it really makes sense. And for you guys, you know, like I said, this really is about a rebirth in terms of aligning with people that truly resonate with you now from a heart-based level and help you to feel alive and bring light to your life and help you shine and all of those wonderful things. But it's like, in order to get there, there is just some major wake-up calls that need to happen in regards to patterns and cycles of behavior that have been going on for a long period of time that you haven't been paying attention to, haven't acknowledged, haven't been conscious of, or just haven't wanted to deal with. And it could really bring up some issues or some conflicts in regards to, like, especially deep intertwined connections with other people, other people's resources as well, as a result of this process and of this awakening energy that's trying to make you aware of the root causes of these issues. And then in that process is also trying to help you have a rebirth in terms of the people that you are aligning with and connecting with now. So really, for Libras, that is how this is working out for you guys. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune into my video tomorrow for the astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Libras. All right, Scorpios, let's talk about you guys now. You got an interesting setup going on for this cycle. It's pretty clear how this is playing out for you guys, this Leo new moon. So Scorpios, you guys have the new moon happening in your 10th house. And what that is doing for you is actually giving you a rebirth in terms of creating a career or a public image or a public reputation or relationships with bosses and authority figures or authority in any type of way that is much more aligned with who you really are, the contents of your heart and your soul, and your true freedom to create authentically from your personal creative self-expression. Universe right now for you guys, Scorpios, really wants you to be pursuing career paths that are genuinely in alignment with your heart and your, like I said, creative, authentic, personal self-expression. And it really, really right now wants you to go through this process of building a career, building a public reputation, building a public image in alignment with the true nature of your heart and your personal authenticity and the ability to create from that place and to share it publicly and to be publicly perceived and seen for who you really are and accepted for the contents of your heart and what makes you feel alive and what makes you feel free and joyful and fulfilled. Aligning your career, your public image, your public reputation, and also your relationship to, like I said, those bosses and authority figures along those lines. So this is a really positive thing for you guys. This is a really wonderful way for this energy to be affecting you right now, and it's really trying to bring you into better alignment with a more authentic way of expressing your potential in the public sphere of life to the world, okay? And now you also have Uranus in your 7th house. So this is causing shakeups, changes, upheavals in relationships for sure for you guys this cycle. It's like something about relationships, partnerships, business contracts are out of alignment or are hindering you or limiting you or obstructing you from actually being able to represent yourself publicly and be appreciated and respected for who you really are and for who the nature of your heart, for what makes you feel alive and what makes you thrive. It really, really wants your career to be in alignment with your personal fulfillment and what gives you inspiration and what makes you shine publicly. And any relationships that are standing in the way of that are, the universe is trying to liberate you from those. So it's really clear, it's really simple, it's really straightforward for you guys this cycle, Scorpios. Universe is going to do its best to remove any relationships, and again, these could be romantic relationships, these could be business partnerships, these could be contractual agreements, marriages also, that that are prohibiting you from being able to shine for who you really are in your public capacity. It's just like that. It's just, and you can anticipate. And also any of these relationships that do come up or that do experience these shakeups or these shocks and surprises or these upheavals, you can rest assured that anything universe is trying to get you to release right now in terms of relationships that's causing these issues that's coming up, you really should not be in resistance of that, because for some reason, these relationships that universe is trying to liberate you from are definitely holding you back in some way, whether or not you're even conscious of it at this moment. It's trying to bring you some type of awakening in terms of the context and the nature of your relationships currently and what changes need to happen to those in order so that you can pursue your dreams. And that's really what this is. It wants you to be able to pursue your dreams, pursue your potential in a way that is conducive to what you truly have in your heart and in your soul, and be liberated to be that and to express that and to live that reality publicly for your career, for your reputation, and to be perceived and respected for that. And the 10th house has a lot to do with public respect. And the universe really wants to bring you some fame and some notoriety and some respect for who you really are. And you need to be able to express that. And that is what this cycle is about for you guys. Universe helping you to be able to operate your livelihood and to gain respect and appreciation for what is truly in the contents of your heart and your soul, and any relationships standing in the way of that are going to be experiencing conflict, tension, and upheaval over the course of this cycle. So that's really how this is playing out for you guys, Scorpios. Like I said, very clear for you guys, very concise. It's really an awesome cycle for you, moving you forward. Universe wants to make you known for the beauty that you truly have inside of you. It's just got to get some of these relationships out of the way so that you can truly bloom and blossom into that. So that's what I have for you, Scorpios. If you liked this reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Scorpio. Hey, Sagittarius. So for you guys, you are in a month of awakening, okay? We have the new moon is happening in your 9th house. The 9th house rules our belief systems. It rules what we put our trust and our faith into. It rules our philosophies. It rules our moral viewpoint. It rules our world views, and really the bird's eye view perspective, the overall perspective, how we view reality. What are our beliefs about reality? And so for you guys, with this new moon coming into your 9th house, you guys are going to get a rebirth in terms of how you're viewing reality. And it's trying to actually bring you a lot of inspiration and courage and strength in terms of your relationship to reality and to life generally, and to how you're viewing it, and to what your morals are, and to what your philosophies are, and to what your beliefs are and your belief systems. Definitely being reborn this cycle. You guys are getting a new view of reality, a new overall perspective, new belief systems with this new moon coming into your 9th house. And these new belief systems are going to do a lot to strengthen and inspire you as a person moving forward through this year, okay? And then you also have Uranus coming into your 6th house. Now, Uranus brings shocks and surprises and upsets. It really tries to put things right. The 6th house is our day-to-day life. It's our day-to-day routines, our lifestyles, our habits, our work, what we do on a day-to-day basis, how we serve others, how we serve ourselves, and it also can have to do with our pets as well, what we're taking care of on a daily basis. It's what we take care of every day, right? So this could work out actually a couple of ways for you. I mean, with Uranus in the 6th house, first of all, there could be some health issues that like spontaneously come up for you guys this month, or also it could be just like upsets in your day-to-day routine, your day-to-day lifestyle, like conflict, tensions in your work with coworkers, with employees also, if you're like a boss or if you are over any employees, and also, like I said, with your pets. But mainly it's just in this day-to-day routine, this lifestyle, upheavals, shocks, surprises, changes, just like disheveling what's going on for you guys generally on like a day-to-day basis, what your routines are. But anything that happens along those lines is happening so that it can kick you into that rebirth about your viewpoint of reality. Like, let's say any health issues surface for you guys, it's because universe wants you to change your overall perspective about your beliefs about your health, okay? Or let's say something happens with your work or with your employees. It's because universe wants you to gain an awakened, evolved sense of understanding and clarity and overall perspective about what's going on with those employees or with that job, or in terms of your lifestyle. Like, you know, maybe you have been living a certain way for a while, but this and like things surface for you because that's not really working out that well for you, or it's not benefiting you or your body. I mean, the sixth house is ruled by Virgo. It rules like the physical body and how we care for ourselves. And maybe with Uranus in the sixth house, some things are coming up that upset your ability to do your normal daily life in the way that you normally have. But ultimately, it's for the purpose of getting you to reassess, reevaluate, and change your overall views, your beliefs about that particular habit, that particular routine. Or you guys, this could actually go the other way for you as well. I mean, maybe this rebirth that you're having in terms of your philosophies and your morals and your integrity and your worldview and how you perceive reality generally is changing or is causing you to want to make radical shifts and changes into the way that you're taking care of your body, the way that you're taking care of your health, the way that you're exercising, the way that you're getting sleep, or the way that you're doing your routines, or the way that you're working on a day-to-day basis, or the way that you're taking care of yourself and taking care of the people in your life or your pets or the people that work for you. So that's really like, it could be really one or the other, but they're both being triggered with this. It's like you guys are really, Sagittarius, really being given an opportunity and being pushed by universe to come to a general shift in your belief systems that actually is for the purpose of getting you into a worldview, a moral compass, what you're valuing, a perspective of reality that is much more inspiring and gives you much more strength and courage and passion to live that life and to cultivate and develop your potential. And this process in and of itself may be causing you to make these radical shifts in your day-to-day life. And then on the flip side, things that come up in your day-to-day life that sort of upset your routines and habits or your health or what's going on in your day-to-day life simultaneously may be pushing you into this process of changing your belief systems in accordance with with what you are experiencing with these daily life issues, maybe like forcing you into a different worldview or a different moral view or opening your eyes to something. The ninth house has a lot to do with awakenings, opening your eyes to something that you need to shift your perspective on reality about. So that's really how this is playing out for you guys, Sagittarius. Universe really wants you to evolve your belief systems and your viewpoints on reality in a way that make you much more inspired and allow you to live your life in a way that is much more authentically aligned with like your heart and soul and your personal creative self-expression. And simultaneously, Uranus is shaking up and removing anything that's going on a daily basis for you, day-to-day lifestyle, day-to-day whatever, how you take care of yourself and others, that is hindering your ability to come into this evolved belief system, this evolved perception of reality that is helping to realign you with your heart and inspire you about life generally. So Sagittarius, that's really how this is playing out for you guys this cycle. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Sag! Hey Capricorns, let's talk about you guys now. All right, so my Capricorn friends, this new moon for y'all is happening in your 8th house, and Uranus is currently transiting your 5th house. So actually for you guys Capricorns, this cycle is really all about giving you a fresh start in terms of clearing the decks regarding your subconscious programming, your shadow side issues, deep, complex intertwinements with other people that can also equate to like these resource intertwinements with others. Definitely highlighted for you guys this cycle. This is a very healing cycle for you guys, Capricorns. The energies with a new moon happening in your 8th house this cycle is actually trying to help you heal, purge, and regenerate things that have been under the surface for a very, very long time. And really causing a lot of issues in your ability to authentically be yourself, really enslaving you to either relationships or financial situations or patterns and cycles that happen repeatedly in your life because of these subconscious, shadow side, deep issues that formed maybe a long time ago, but we don't look at, we don't see, we're largely unconscious of, but have a very relevant role in actually creating our external relationships, our external reality. So you guys really, with this Leo new moon, are getting an opportunity from universe, like I said, to sort of like clear the decks and go back to the beginning and like heal a lot of deep-seated trauma or wounding and break cycles. You guys are really being given assistance in breaking some negative, detrimental, self-sabotaging cycles this new moon, okay? And the reason that this is happening for you guys with Uranus in the 5th house is because Uranus really, really, really wants you guys to be operating and living in a way that gives you passion, gives you joy, and really just makes you feel alive. For some reason, you guys, it's like you have been really neglecting the needs of your heart and soul for a long time for some reason. It's like there has been you've been like inhibited in your ability to creatively express your truth and to really enjoy life and to be able to play and to have fun and to feel free and passionate and just feel like you have everything and you need in your life to just feel inspired and alive and set your creative brilliance free. Like, you've been being hindered for some reason from being able to do this. And it might have to do with these cycles, these self-sabotaging cycles, these patterns, these issues that you haven't been looking at that are being brought to the surface now with this Leo new moon. So, kind of how this is working out for you, it's like there may be some shocks or surprises or upsets that happen in regards to things that you're creating right now, in regards to maybe plans that you have to actually like play or relax or enjoy yourself. This could also be in regards to children, but anything that happens that kind of upsets your plans or upsets your fun times seems like it's happening because those plans or those fun times or those ways that you're expressing yourself and like enjoying life right now are not the highest and the best way that they could be. It's almost like you are just participating in somebody else's versions of fun times, but it's not really truly authentically in alignment with what brings you your real joy, your real fulfillment, really makes you feel inspired, really makes you feel alive. And that's what Uranus wants to do for you this cycle. And with the new moon happening in your 8th house, again, you guys actually might be experiencing a lot of difficult emotions this cycle because it really is trying to heal and clear and rebirth. Like, it's trying to bring your inner child back into a place of peace and harmony and the ability to express creatively and to grow and to thrive and to be inspired and to live unencumbered by restrictions placed upon you by other people or financial obligations or relationship commitments and obligations. It really is trying to heal you and help you break free from anything that is really kind of like enslaving the inner nature of your psyche to perpetuate these patterns that are keeping you from being able to be inspired and to be creative and to genuinely, truly have fun in a way that is in alignment with what your personal heart and soul perceives as fun and enjoyable. So that's really kind of what you guys are experiencing this month. It's a little bit more difficult the way the energies are playing out for you guys Capricorns, but ultimately it's going to bring you to such a better place, such a more free place, such a happier place, such a place where you can genuinely be who you are and be appreciated and loved for that and have relationships and financial circumstances and situations and dealings that are in alignment with that instead of things that are in alignment with your shadow side issues and your traumas and the difficult things that you've been through and these subconscious programs and patterns that play out repetitively over and over until we can see them understand them, get to the root issue. Scorpio, the 8th house, rules the root issue. Your root issues are undergoing healing, and you're being reborn free from them this cycle as you go through this process. And with Uranus in the 5th, it really is trying to reignite your inner child as well and realign you with what you need to really truly feel free and liberated to have fun and to be yourself and to create and to enjoy and to be inspired about life and to just have everything that you need to grow and thrive. That is what the universe is trying to bring to you guys with this new moon in your 8th house this cycle for you guys Capricorns. So if you guys liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Capricorn. All right, Aquarius, it's your turn. Let's do this. Let's talk all about you. And you guys are definitely a sign that is in the mix for sure this month with this new moon happening in Leo opposite to Aquarius. 2 full moons going on this month in Leo and Aquarius. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, and Uranus is the name of the game right now, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. So you guys are definitely one of the signs that are dealing with the most right now. And for you guys, the way this new moon is playing out, it's happening in your 7th house. This is rebirths of relationships that are really trying to realign you with the true, authentic nature of your heart and your soul and your ability to express your creative self-expression and who you really are and what gives you joy and fulfillment and really makes you feel alive and makes you feel revitalized and makes you thrive in relationships. You guys could be starting all types of new relationships this cycle, new romantic relationships, very primed for you guys. Also, new business partnerships, new contracts, new financial agreements coming in, a new fresh start in these areas of life. And whatever is starting right now for you guys along those lines is definitely going to be much more in alignment with who you truly are and what you really truly need from these relationships, in these relationships, to be valued and to feel valued and to be able to really be in alignment with your heart and your authenticity. And as an Aquarius, that's obviously very important. You guys, Aquarius, you guys are already carrying, and I'm an Aquarius too. I'm a Gemini ascendant, but I'm a hardcore Aquarius sun. I have a bunch of planets in Aquarius, so I definitely relate to this with you guys. Like, Aquarius people with a lot of Aquarius energy, you guys are already carrying within you the archetype and the understanding and the presence and the resonance and the frequencies that everybody is growing into right now at this period of time as we're moving into the age of Aquarius, when the frequencies that you are made of are the frequencies that are realigning the planet at this point in time. So you guys are a big part of the puzzle. You guys have a really big job right now. You are the leaders and you need to be leading by example. And these relationships need, these relationship changes that are happening right now, these new relationships that are forming are very much more along these Aquarian lines of creative, authentic, unique, original, and in alignment with authenticity first and foremost, okay? And then you guys have Uranus coming into your 4th house. So actually for you guys Aquarians, there could be something that's going on regarding your family, regarding your home, regarding where you come from, your roots, or regarding like your parenting or your mothering that is holding you back and has been making you feel restricted in some type of a way. And Uranus there in the 4th house is really trying to liberate you from anything from your past, really, that's been holding you back. That's kind of how I'm reading Uranus in the 4th. The 4th is it's the house ruled by the moon, and it rules the family and the home and the mother, but it also rules our past and where we come from. So for you guys Aquarius, it's like I really feel like this cycle, you're going to be having some breakthroughs in terms of breaking away possibly from things from the past that you've been very, very connected to and that have kind of controlled you or limited your ability to have these relationships in alignment with that true heart-based, heart and soul, authentic, creative self-expression that is trying to come out in your relationships. It's trying to color your relationships going forward. you guys, Aquarius, all your relationships going forward, universe is trying to make them much more real, much more authentic, and much more in alignment with you so that you can be yourself to shine and to be that example going forward through this process, through the transition to the age of Aquarius, so that you can lead by example, because you can't do that if your energy and frequency is cut off because of these relationships that are holding you back, or these past beliefs, these past ways of being that really stemmed from like childhood or from your place of origin or from your roots that are hindering you from being able to truly open up and express truly in the context of relationships who you are, what you need, and how valuable you are, and, you know, attracting relationships for that reason. So that's really how this is playing out for you guys, Aquarius. I mean, there may be some major shocks and surprises for you guys that happen in regards to the home, in regards to your family, in regards to where you come from, your community, your roots, in regards to your parenting, in regards to just the connection that you have with these really intimate relationships and the people that you've always known. Maybe you're breaking away from your past. Maybe, I mean, one way that this could, you know, translate, one way that this could possibly manifest is like, maybe you are moving away from your hometown right now that you've always lived in, and as a result of that, you're birthing all of these brand new relationships in a new place that are much more in alignment with who you are, because they're not connected to the expectations that that family, that home, those roots had for you. Something along those lines. Or maybe there's major upheavals that are going on within your home and your family, but simultaneously they're pushing you into these new relationships that are forming that, again, are helping you to be more inspired, more fulfilled, and really be more of your Aquarian self in the way that you're doing these relationships, in the way that you're going about these relationships, and therefore what comes of them. It wants your relationships to be more fulfilling, more authentic, and give you inspiration and a platform to shine and to be seen and to be acknowledged and to be valued for actually what you have to offer to all of us as we're making this transition into the age of Aquarius. So really, that's how this is working out for you guys, Aquarius. Just these home family situations, roots, upsets, shakeups, anything that happens though is to free you from something so that you really can build better relationships that are more inspiring and really help you shine and feel validated and feel whole and feel really truly yourself moving forward into the future. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Aquarius. All right, Pisces, you're up. Let's talk about you, my friends. All right, you guys. So you guys, Pisces, this new moon in Leo is happening in your 6th house. So you guys, actually, this cycle, universe wants to give you a rebirth in terms of how you're doing your day-to-day life, how you're taking care of yourself, how you're taking care of your body, how you're serving the people in your life, how you're caring for your pets, what are your habits, what are your routines, what is your lifestyle. You need a fresh start. You guys need to start something new. There needs to be a rebirth in your lifestyle, in the way that you're working on a day-to-day basis, in the way that you're taking care of yourself, you're serving yourself, you're taking care of your body, you're taking care of the people in your life, and just how you're doing your habits and your routines. You guys, you need to make some changes to your day-to-day in order so that your day-to-day can be more fulfilling, more inspiring, more in alignment with what gives you pleasure and what gives you joy and what makes you feel alive. I feel like for you guys, Pisces, you guys have maybe been in somewhat of a rut in terms of like your ongoing day-to-day like life, the things that just happen on a daily basis. Maybe you're a little depressed or melancholy or just sort of like unenthusiastic about life at this point based on what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. Well, universe wants that all to change this cycle and really, really wants you guys to be inspired and to fall in love with your life and with the things that you're doing every day, and to really make your lifestyle and your habits and your routines, and again, how you take care of yourself and your body and how you take care of other people. It wants you to be doing this in a more passionate way, in a way that means more to you, in a way that inspires you, in a way that really makes you feel alive and makes you feel joy joyful. You're getting a daily life upgrade this cycle, Pisces. And with Uranus coming into the third house, this actually might be bringing you guys some very interesting or slightly disturbing messages in communication and information coming in for you. You might be getting like just some very surprising information, revelations, understandings, like epiphanies, awakenings in terms of your perspectives and your viewpoints and your understandings and your ideas. People could be saying some very shocking and surprising things to you guys this cycle, or you could be saying some very shocking and surprising things this cycle to other people. But there is some type of upset in the way that you are either giving or receiving information, and this might actually be playing into these lifestyle changes that need to happen. Like, for example, maybe you have this just like general epiphany, or you have this conversation with somebody that really gives you some really just like surprising information that you were unaware of. And because you find this out, it really pushes you to make changes in your daily life for some reason. Or maybe you are feeling, just with this new moon, you're feeling inspired to make these changes, to make these lifestyle changes that are more in alignment with who you really are. And maybe as a result of that, you're telling other people some really wild stuff. You're telling the information that you're giving is, very unexpected to be coming from you. Uranus rules unexpected, expect the unexpected. So it's like you guys are learning something this cycle for sure. And it might be causing some type of upset or some type of turbulence or some type of just like chaos or confusion going on, but it's for the purpose of making you change your habits, making you change your daily life, and inspiring you to do so. Because, like I said in the beginning, universe really wants you guys, Pisces, to re-embrace the joy of living on a day-to-day basis, to really feel in alignment with what you're doing and how you're serving and what you're giving and how you're taking care of and for yourself and others. And, really bring you to a greater level of fulfillment and enjoyment and inspiration in just the basic nature of your day-to-day life. And again, with Uranus in the third, this could be just some very shocking or surprising information or conversations or communications or ideas that come through right now that help this process or that trigger this process into action. Or again, you taking the initiative to make these changes for yourself could also make you Uranus in this third house situation where it's like you're really surprising a lot of people by the things that you're saying them and these changes that you're making. So really that's kind of how it could go. Definitely learning some very interesting things. And also the third house does rule like siblings, and it also rules short distance travel. So you guys you're going to want to be careful traveling this month. This may not be the best month if you have to be planning a lot of back and forth, a lot of short trips. You might want to watch that. And there also may be some very surprising or shocking things that happen with a sibling this month as well, this cycle. So just something to note as well. But generally the third house, and the third house also rules our creative brilliance. So you guys also might be getting some really just out of the blue flashes of creative insight or inspiration that just opens your eyes in a whole new way to something. And maybe this is what is inspiring you to make these day-to-day lifestyle changes. But no matter what happens, for sure, you guys, Pisces, this cycle, universe is assisting you in the process of really being reborn in terms of the way that you're doing your daily life in a way that is much more aligned with your heart and your soul and makes you feel happy and fulfilled and alive. And simultaneous to that, there's some type of upheaval, shocks, surprises, unexpected things coming through in terms of information, communication, ideas, understandings, learning, teaching, just relaying of information back and forth generally. So that's what I have for you guys, Pisces. Maybe some surprising things you're going to learn this month, but you're definitely going to want to be engaging with universe in this process of helping to make over your day-to-day life in a way that feels better to you. So that's what I have for you guys, Pisces. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends if you think they would like it, and tune in tomorrow for my astrological outlook of the day. Bye, Pisces. Alright guys, that was my video for all 12 signs for the new moon in Leo for August 8th, 2021, and how it's going to be playing out for us as we go through this cycle in regards to the new moon being in square to Uranus for this Leo cycle. So I hope that I was able to provide some valuable information for you guys. If you liked this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, ring the bell if you want notifications every time I upload a video. I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page if you guys want to come over there and join the party as well. And again, I would urge everybody to watch the overall video that I did for the new moon in Leo, because it's definitely going to give you guys so much more context about what's going on in this cycle that you can then apply to this reading and just have a better understanding and overview of how these energetics might be playing out for you. And so until next time, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you later. Bye.